Coach P, what's up?
Let me welcome everybody into our TMBT Media RVA podcast tonight. We have our TMBTPRO Terrence Smalls with us, who will be participating in our TMBT RVA 2 tomorrow. Terrence Smalls, I've been trying to get you on the podcast all day, brother. I apologize, man. I've been on the phone, and we have some more things going on. Busy day. And we got some more of your TMBT brothers that have come into town for camp tomorrow. So I'm excited for you guys, man. How you doing, brother? Welcome to Richmond, Virginia, first and foremost. Welcome.
I'm doing good. I'm chilling right now. I got in town Wednesday night, so I'm good.
Good, man. How's everything going for our listeners from Richmond, Virginia? How's everything going in Richmond since you've been here? I know you got your family. Explain to us, for those that don't know who you are, let's go back. Terrence Smalls, one of our captains from Charlotte, North Carolina, went with us with our last group to Argentina in 2020, was the last person to come back from Argentina. Go back, for those that don't know you, to those people that have not heard your podcast before, take the people back to who you are. Terrence Smalls, born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. Talk a little bit about yourself.
All right, so yeah, I was born and raised, I was born in Charlotte, raised in Charlotte a little bit, then moved to Columbia with my family. From Columbia, South Carolina, with the WJ. Memphis right now. He go to a school called West Creek, so he next up. But yeah, so I was able to get to Argentina before the pandemic. So basically, it was 2021. I'll say.
All I remember is like the end of February. I think it was 2020. I was able to go. I got out there. My club team was Parquet Sur. Coach Damien and those guys, the players, they welcomed me with open arms, so that was cool. I got there the first night. I had a light practice with a team called Regatas. I think his name was Coach. His name might have been Coach Jones as well. He was a cool guy. So yeah, it was love. So the next day I was able to work out with the club, Parquet Sur, who was taking care of me out there. It was straight. I was basically, having fun, living a life, doing what I had to do to secure a deal, secure a job.
Right.
Going to practice twice a day. Wake up in the morning. It's pretty much your time. You're on your own. Then you got to come back around like 2, 3, maybe 4, depending on what the coach say. And then that's when you practice with your club, your teammates and stuff. So all in all, it was good fun, good work.
Right.
And then the
pandemic hit. Shout out to Coach Damien Gamara. Saludos a nuestro entrenador Damien Gamara del Parque Sur. We send big shouts out to our Coach Damien Gamara from the head coach of our TMBT Combine. Those guys down in Argentina. Coach Gamara now is in Chile. So we're trying to make it down to see him, to finally have our camp again that you participated in. The last one that we had was the one that you participated in before the pandemic. I think it was February, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, it might have been March. It was in March.
Okay.
You're talking about the first RVA, right?
No, when you went to Argentina in 2020, you went down in...
Oh, yeah, late February, early March.
Right.
So I think it was like maybe March 1st, maybe February 29th, around that time.
Yeah. So this will be our first trip back down since March of 2020. So it'll be good to kind of get back into the rhythm of things. As you know, we do some things here in the United States, but most of our stuff is done on Argentinian soil. All of our work that we put in with our coaches, our jobs are there. So we are maintaining our focus like we do here in Virginia with our camps and combines, and in Miami, Florida as well. But make no mistake about it, we look forward to being able to travel, and we have received information that we may have to do some quarantining, but that we will be able to travel back. So that's great news. We are we'll be in the process of putting together that itinerary and what it looks like for us to travel back to our TMBT Argentina Combine in 2021 after more than a year off. Talk to us a little bit about yourself, about what you've been doing, staying sharp. Of course, you've been to Argentina, so you know what it takes, but you still have to have the mental, physically, yes, you know what it takes to maintain your focus. But talk a little bit about your mental approach to the game, and you got to be mentally strong to survive this and maintain your level of preparation.
Okay, yeah, so my mental, so what I've been doing since coming back, I'll say middle of March of, right when, in the middle of COVID, I guess. So basically, like, that's probably been the toughest year of, like, leaving there, coming back, and not knowing anything. Like, you in uncharted waters. So I basically got back, and I was put into a quarantine, couldn't go nowhere, barely could work out, any of that. You know, they shut everything down. So that mental part was just, you know, trying to stay upbeat, you know, just trying to keep sharp, keep positive, keep pushing myself forward. But luckily, you know, I had a coach, Coach Terry, who's like, he's basically family. He looked out for me. He allowed me to get into the gym, get into the weight room. So that was a plus. You know, a lot of people didn't have that. So I had a way to kind of know what I needed to do, but just maximize my time mentally and the time frame that he could get me in the gym and get me out. Right. So, you know, I appreciate Coach Terry for that. And, you know, God bless him. Now he's a college coach out in Chicago State. So,
hey, nice, man. Nice, brother. The good thing is, and a lot of people don't understand it when we talk about it, a lot of young guys who haven't traveled overseas, they don't know what to work on, right? So you, the good thing about you is you've been overseas and you've participated in our combine, and you know what you need to work on to be successful at the next one. I don't care if the next one is a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a year, 2 years, 10 years. You still know what it takes, so you can. I mean, if that makes any sense for those young guys listening.
So basically, to answer that question for the young guys, is basically, you know, I went over there and I wouldn't say unprepared, but you just unprepared because you don't know what to expect. You don't know what you're gonna get. Right. So the best teacher is experience once you get over there. So going over there, you know, I was able to learn like what works, what doesn't work. You know, to be a professional. You know, you hear that all the time. You hear a lot of pros tell you, you know, be a professional, be a professional. And you just think that's cliche, but it's not. You know, it's how you carry yourself off the court. You know, you got to be a pro over there off the court. That's big to, you know, overseas guys, teammates, coaches, you know, those organizations, those clubs, those fans. Like, they're more worried about how you are as a person than, you know, a lot of people, you know, boost you up as a player. You know, they want to know your character. Right. So just be professional. And, you know, you got to understand the program over there is different from what you see here guys in the NBA do. You know, you got to be a good teammate. You know, if they pass you the ball, you got to hope the shot. They expect you to make it. Like, it ain't no leeway. Like, you might get 1 or 2 misses, you know, but they expect you to knock that down. Or they expect you to drive, kick it to the next person, get that person a good shot. You know, they expect you to pay attention to detail too. They expect you to just be you. You know, do what you're good at. You know, if you're able to play defense, they expect that at a high level. If you're able to not make the shot, they definitely expect you to make the shot, score. Right. You know, that's what they looked at Milton for. So Milton tried to get guys, he tried to tell guys that, but, you know, a lot of guys, they just hear it and they think they know. Right. But once they get over there, it hits them. You know, I just thank God, you know, I'm coachable. You know, I can listen. I can adapt quickly, and I pride myself on that. So,
but it's almost not fair, Terrence Smalls. It's almost not fair because the American, quote unquote, the American basketball system that you and I, as African American men, have been playing in the United States, I'm sure you will agree, is not conducive to FIBA basketball. It's not, because the American, quote unquote, if you see my fingers, Terrence Smalls, quote unquote, the American way of playing. We always try to be politically correct at TMBT. The American way of playing basketball is pass the ball around, until the open man. Find the open man. No, sir. That's not how overseas basketball is played. You as the American, and of course I'm not talking to you, you know this. We're talking to the listeners. You as the American, that basketball is going to be put in your hands and you must be able to score with it. You either have to score or create a pass that leads to a score. Very simple. Correct. Either you score or pass, make the assist to the score, or you go home. It's very simple, and that's almost not fair for a young kid, whoever they may be, an American kid who has been taught since middle school to pass the ball around to the open teammate. And now to all of a sudden, he leaves, he's playing with his peers in the United States, and the next day he's traveling to Argentina, and he has to change his whole way of thinking. It's almost not fair because he's not prepared. So it's kind of like you and I say, you got to be there to know there. You have to have gone to Argentina and practiced with Coach Damien and Parque Sur and Coach Bolte at Regattas. You have to have been there to understand what that entails. And so it's a blessing, like you and I talk about, that you have that knowledge that you could spend the past year perfecting it. Whereas if you were a guy who had never gone down there, you're just working on everything. You're just doing everything. You're all over the place because you don't know what to focus on. And if that makes any sense what I'm saying, like you and I talk about, of course you understand this.
Yes, I understand.
Talk to me a little bit about your diet. We also started a wellness company called Lion Energy Wellness, and I always talk about wellness and health and the body, mental health as well as physical health. Talk to us a little bit about your mental health and what has helped you maintain your focus during this downtime that we've had dealing with the pandemic.
You said the mental health going into what I eat, right?
Well, talk about the whole spectrum, the entire spectrum of health. I'm touching a little bit on your mental health and your physical.
Yeah, so with the downtime is, it's funny because me and my cousin, unfortunately we had death in the family. So last week I was in Columbia, South Carolina with family and stuff and whatnot. So we was having a conversation. Appreciate it. So we was just talking, and I tell them, like, the hardest part is, like, I never really know when I'm going to have to leave. Like, and that's what people don't understand. Like, I'm not just saying it to say it. Like, I don't know. Right. You keep me, in contact, like, yo, Terrence Smalls, this is what we looking at, this is what they said. And, people don't know the conversation we had Wednesday was, they really was trying to get us there 2 months ago.
2 months ago, right.
So just to never know, like, when you're going to have to leave, or, I probably won't get a chance to say, hey, fam, let's have a cookout, come through, say my goodbyes, I'll see you in a couple months. We don't always get that. Right. We get a call, we get information, we got to go. So it's just always being mentally prepared to know at the drop of a dime, you gotta throw some stuff in the suitcase, or the suitcase that's kind of semi-packed, you gotta finish packing it.
It's ready to
hop on the plane, right. and you out. And that's really the toughest part. So mentally is, you never really know what to expect. You just gotta be ready. Right. Be ready. Hola, is that German? He talking to you, Coach Milton?
Hola, hermano. Hola, hermano.
So hola, hermano. So yeah, so it's just basically, trying to stay sharp mentally, prepare yourself for knowing that you have to have a call, or when you're going to get a call. And then sometimes you might not. So you still got to be mentally tough and mentally able to still work out, still stay dedicated to your craft,
right.
Throughout the whole thing. Because you might go weeks, you might go days, you might go months.
Right.
And it's no guarantee that I'm going to leave soon. I might have to wait a whole another year. Or I might have to wait till January. Yeah. Or December. So I mean,
God willing, we'll be able to travel.
Part.
Yeah, God willing, we'll be able to travel in October. With everything we'll have to deal with, the quarantine and everything, but that's fine. And it's becoming a way of the norm. right? When I first thought about it, when they first mentioned that to me like 2 months ago, I was like, nah, man, I'm not up for it, and I thought if my guys would be up for it. And so just talking to some of the guys like yourself and just throwing it out and just saying, hey, it may not be all that bad because we'll be doing it together. We'll be working together. It's kind of like spending all our time together. So kind of like last time you went down with us, everyone spent all of their time together. Talk a little bit about how you see it as a vet who's been to Argentina before with us. How do you see it playing out with the 7-day quarantine that we may have to do before we can start our actual TMBT Argentina combine?
Okay, so for me, I look at it two ways. So I'll give you the first way first. Okay. The first way is I give you what a lot of people might look at it, and I kind of look at it this way. The number one thing that players and guys from America are going to take into consideration, number one, and that's going to be a deciding factor, probably the main deciding factor, is our safety and our health. Right. Which, a lot of people will say, well, you deal with COVID, but we're traveling somewhere where we don't know too much. I should say we don't know because I've been down there before, but it's new.
Some of the other guys may not know, though. Right.
Yeah, so some people going to be new. Others kind of know the way of the land a little bit. So health is going to be a major factor in anybody's decision because you don't know. I don't know what, like my teammate who's coming up here, I don't know what Kasim's giving up back home. If he got, a wife or girlfriend, a fiance, kids, or, I don't know.
Right.
So his choice, his decision is going to be different from mine.
Right.
And vice versa. So the main thing is going to be health. How long is the quarantine? How much time are they going to give us to get down there? Is there any wiggle room with that? And then the other part to that is the basketball part. Most guys, once we make that decision to go, the 7-day quarantine is not going to be too much. I mean, we basically do that here in the States. It's just you got to stay wherever we're going to be at.
Right.
7 days. We might be able to walk outside, get some air.
Yeah.
They might allow us, after the 3rd day, ride the bike or go run some suicides, come right back, a certain amount of time. But
right.
After that, once you get to the basketball part, we pretty much know what to do. We take care of that. That's pretty much,
Well, that's kind of why we recommend, for guys going down, those guys listening that are going down with us, is why we recommend being in such great shape so that in case we have to take 7 days off for quarantine, when we come back that 8th day, we're not so far behind, if that makes any sense what I'm saying. So let's say you haven't done anything. Let's say you worked up until the time we got on the plane doing something. 7 days shut down. 8th day, my body's able to bounce back because I worked all the way up until I got on the plane. Whereas a guy who hadn't played basketball in 3 months, you add on 7 more days to that, then you're looking at 97 days of doing nothing. So that's why we always say something is always better than nothing. And it's some guys won't understand Terrence Smalls. Some guys, you and I, if we're realistic with ourselves, we can't expect some guys who have just finished college to understand what going to Argentina with you and I entails. That's not fair to them. All right, because they don't know. You only know once you go through it, and so it's not really fair to ask. We can only ask that they take our word for it and be in the best shape that they can. That's all we ask, is that they trust us, and when we say, man, it's something like you've never experienced before. I'm sure you will agree. It has been. Talk to me a little bit about Charlotte, your preparation coming up for this camp. You were here in April with us for our TMBT RVA first camp. What did you do different before that camp? What did you do different in preparation? Let's say before the first camp, the RVA 1, what did you do different preparing for RVA 2?
Well, the biggest difference was the type of time that I had because of, the unfortunate situation of the passing of my aunt. certain things got, you know, it was no way, you know, you was called, you know, I had to take care of certain things with, you know, family issues, I would say. So that would be the only difference between the two camps. And the only slightly difference is I decided to come up to Richmond. Well, I'm in Chester right now, a couple days earlier than I did for the last. The first one I got in town Friday evening. And this one I got in town Wednesday, which allowed me more time, you know, to acclimate my body. You know, I pretty much have been on the go. So I think it was best, you know, just get here, get acclimated. I could rest up, you know, hydrate, and make sure that I'm ready to go for tomorrow.
And you're with family too. You mentioned the death that you guys had in your family. You're able to share some time with family, so it's not all work. Your trip isn't all business. It's some family time, you know. And so that's one of the good things about Charlotte being, even though it's 4 hours, it's not bad, not far. 4 hours driving. I've driven to Charlotte. North Carolina and Virginia are neighbors, so it's just crossing the state line. All depending on how far you're going into North Carolina or into Virginia. Right. So, but I think you said you flew this time. Did you fly here this time?
Nah, I rode with my cousin. We came up. You know, she was still home from for the funeral and stuff.
Good, man. Talk to us a little bit about your recovery. I know last time we're gonna have some things for our guys as far as recovery, some things that we're trying to implement with the crowd therapy and the Normatec boots, the Normatec compression boots. How did you feel last time after we had camp here in Richmond? How did you feel last time? Were you in pain? Were you where you thought you wanted to be? How did you feel about your performance from last time?
I felt good. The only thing that I was mad about was I missed those 2 shots. I wanted to go 100% from the field. Other than that, I was good.
Right. The good thing this time is because we are going to be doing, we'll be having an exhibition at the end. We'll have our TMBT camp in the beginning, and then we will have a scrimmage where we will be having an exhibition game where we'll be having some other pros from the area that will be coming in. We'll be mixing it up and having an exhibition for the youth. So we highly recommend that for those people listening that want to come out on Saturday morning. We'll be at Ben Wallace's facility on Westwood here in Richmond, Virginia, from 11 to 1. All youth groups that I'm affiliated with our TMBT youth and all of our kids and parents. We invite everyone to come out on Saturday morning to enjoy some basketball with us after the pandemic or during the pandemic, to try to get back to normal and try to use basketball as a way of brightening up some kids and some grown-ups' day. Basketball has a special way. It's a special tool that for 1 or 2 hours, it can really make kids, but really make adults forget about the real world. You get a chance to follow the dream of another young man and kind of figure out, you follow his career. You can Google and find out who he is, where he's from. You saw this young man work out. So now in 5 years, when this man is a basketball star overseas, you can say, hey, I met Terrence Smalls in Richmond, or I met Keith Jackson, or whoever. We want to kind of give these kids, these young kids, a chance to kind of identify with our pros, and it's our way of inspiring. We try to use our pros to inspire our youth here at TMBT, and it's our way of giving back. And inspiration is free, right? So if we invite all the kids in Richmond, Virginia, we inspire them, free, no money, right? Yeah, so it's just my way of giving back.
And also, you mentioned the crowd therapy. So this was my friend last time. My cousin lent it to me. So I'm using this again. What's up, Terrence? Hey, Savante. Yeah, so I'm using this again. This been my friend because I got here winged.
You're gonna laugh, man. My wife bought me one of those for my birthday. Best present as an old guy like me. I get out to the park. I do my cardio. I do my running. I try to do my weights and my dumbbells. You know, that is so you can imagine if a young guy at your age, if that's your best friend, you can imagine how I feel about the brother. Because man, I mean, it's really. But once again, it's a testament, and it's the beauty of your generation because you're playing. You're trying to become a professional athlete, and I really feel, speaking of wealth and talking about our Lion Energy Wellness Company, I really think that the physical health of the muscles, right? That gun is for muscles and aches and things. That is important to alleviate, and it can be a form of preventative measures as well. So we talk about the technology that your generation has with basketball, the shoes, the preparation, and the post workout therapy. I think is one of the things, man, that makes this generation's basketball so intriguing. And you see guys like LeBron James, where he spends countless amount of dollars on his body because you're only going to be as far as your body takes you. You're only going to be able to go as far as your body and your mind takes you. So, welcome, man, to the old man's club. All of us old guys got them things, man. Welcome, brother. Welcome. Hey, man, that's a good thing, man. But it's available. It's not one of those things. I think when they first came out, they were expensive, man. When they first came out, they were expensive. Now it's available for everybody to get. Well, it's kind of like, you know, the bands and the rollers and all that stuff. When something first comes out, it's expensive, but then they bring it down and more people start buying it. It brings the price down. So it's a great tool to have. I think that when I was playing, I would have had one in my bag for sure because it's good to. Some people do it before they work out. Some old guys that I know at the gym, they do it before they work out to get loose, and then again once they finish up. So it's the beauty of it, man. It's the beauty about you guys' generation, the shoes and all of that stuff. Talk about your gear. I know you guys are into gear, and we had some shirts. We had some merch for you guys last time. I think the merch, I was laughing at myself because the merch was a little bit big, I think. The merch was big for you guys.
Hey, speaking of that, I got to tell everybody, y'all, Milton gave me a 2X. My cousin was talking about, man, that look like a jersey dress on you.
Hey, man. The good thing is we got more jerseys in, and we got sizes for the guards as well as the big men this time, brother. So I appreciate it.
Hey, it's all good. It was a business trip. Long as I could do what I was supposed to do, I was good.
Hey, man, you still got down, but I didn't realize, I'm thinking most of the time, me as an old guy, whenever I bought jerseys in the past, they always run small. And I know old guys like me, one thing we hate is small gear. I don't want small. So I was trying to make sure everyone had big enough gear, and come to find out that the shirts were made extra big. So me giving you an extra large was, but I wanted to make sure, to me as an old guy, I'd rather my guy be comfortable. And even if he had to tear the sleeves off or do whatever,
That's what I was doing. I was up there doing this the whole time, pulling it up.
Hey, man, I've been there. But I'm sure, laughing, just my age and back in my day, everything was small. And now you guys are coming back. We didn't have a choice on the wear uniform. It was small. You guys, I think Omar Briggs said, man, give me the large, man. And Omar Briggs almost 7 feet tall. So if the big guy wants the medium, or if the big guy wants the large, the point guard going to have to wear a small or something, but we had them. We got you taken care of this time, brother, and we got some colors from our Miami. We're going back to the shirts from our Miami TMBT Miami event that we had, the combine we had down in Miami with Coach Bo in May. And so just switching up a little bit, trying to give our guys, we got some more bands and some more stuff for you guys, man. And going to also try to do something food related to try to get together as a team and do something team related. So I got some of the guys trying to work it out now, but we're trying to have some type of day party. I'm trying to have like a day party type thing for our clients and guys that participated and people that want to come out after the game. They can come out and hang out with you guys, So
Okay.
trying to get that straight for tomorrow after the event. So we'll be keeping everyone posted on that, man. But while we got you, we kept you. The thing here says 30 minutes. Hey, before we let you go, we want you to shout out your social media handles for the youth or other pro players that are looking to talk to you and find out what it is you do to get ready or stay ready. Shout out your social media for us or whatever you're willing to share.
Okay, so I don't have Facebook, guys. I'm sorry. But you can reach me here on IG, which is NOR_Armour, ARMOUR. That's my IG handle. And then my Twitter handle is Terrence, TERRENCE, capital S, number 18. And that's my Twitter feed. You can reach me there, tweet me, IG, DM me, like a picture, comment. I'll respond. So, yeah, I'm pretty accessible.
Hey, man. And for us, if anyone wants or has questions for Terrence Smalls, you can also reach out to us here at the company. We will get him on whatever messages you guys send through. You guys can email us at milton.bell@miltonbellbasketball.com is our email. Our website is www.miltonbellbasketball.com. Our Twitter is @TheMiltonBellTeam. Our IG is also the Milton Bell Team, and we also are on Facebook as the Milton Bell Team as well. So you can find us Twitter, Snapchat, all of those good things. If you guys have any questions or need anything answered from the company, feel free to give us a call. Area code 702-908-1501. Terrence Smalls, we appreciate you again, man, for leading us and being who you are, being the same person that we've known you to be for the past 2 years. Thanks just for being the inspiration, the positive energy. Most of the time when you and I talk, it's always something positive, trying to get better or do better or help some kids or whatever it takes, man. So just from me to you, man, we appreciate who you are. As a company, we appreciate having you as a client and being who you are. Please do not change. You and I know we have an inside joke. Don't be some other people that we know. Continue being Terrence Smalls, man. And I really feel, I think you have seen from the feedback from our coaches and our combine in Argentina that the work you have been putting in has been worth it and is worth continuing. So we appreciate you for coming into town, participating and leading our group tomorrow from 11 in the morning to 1 in the evening. And once again, brother, we just appreciate you as a company being you. Please don't change. Don't be anybody else. Don't do that. We appreciate you for who you are, man. So we're going to be signing off here, man. For our TMBT media on RVA. Any shout outs you want to give, man? Any friends back home? Charlotte,
I
any
just
family?
Give a shout out to my family back home. Give a shout out to my cousin. She's on IG, but I ain't gonna shout out her IG, but I'm with her right now. Just shout her out. I'm here at her crib. Shout my family out. I also want to shout out the guys, my fellow brothers who coming into town. Safe travels. See y'all tomorrow. Hey, Milton put the pressure on. He want to win, so let's get out there and try to get the dub for everybody tomorrow.
Hey, we gotta win, man. We gotta represent. We got some legends that are coming in to play with us tomorrow. Some young legends, as I call them, and so it's good. It's good good work for us, because I always feel iron sharpens iron. So one way for me to feel like my guys are being the best they can be is to put other people around them, other pros, in an exhibition and kind of show, right? So I think last time you were here, we worked on something. We worked on our offense. We worked on floppy, flex. So this is a chance that I'm giving my guys to show what we doing. So put it into action, put it into motion. And it's almost, when you teach someone something, you got to give them a chance to show it off. You can't just teach it to them and they not get a chance to show it off. So it is my way of also getting everyone in that mind frame, that back to work mind frame, because we are planning to be going back to Argentina in October. So it's kind of setting the tone for what's to come. We build on it. We started in April. We keep building in September. And then October, we're back to work, man. So we're back to normal. So just keep on doing what you're doing, man. Very proud of you. Very thankful.
And also shout out Coach Bo. Coach Bo, what's up, Coach Bo? See you tomorrow.
Yeah, Coach Bo. Coach Bo will be there tomorrow, man. Looking forward to him being back out there, man. Coach Bo is one of our leaders, and everyone loves Coach Bo because he takes it seriously. The guys in Miami love Coach Bo Jones. Just the guys from our TMBT Miami squad love Coach Bo the way you guys do, because he's serious, honest, and that's how that's the only way we know how to be, man. So we're thankful, man, and glad to have Coach Bo back out there leading us again tomorrow, instilling that wisdom in our young men and building, right? Coach Bo's taking time out tomorrow. He is actually, he has some team things that he's doing with his own NCAA team. So he's taking some time out tomorrow to see you guys and spend time. So we're blessed, man. We're honored, thankful to have Coach Bo continue to lead us, man. So Terrence Smalls, we'll be signing off, brother. You get you some rest. Looking forward to seeing you do your thing tomorrow. And looking forward to have the part 2 of this interview to kind of talk to you after the event, to kind of figure out your opinion and to get your opinion on what you thought of the event and building. We're building on something, and looking forward to talking to you for part 2 of this one. So for Terrence Smalls, myself, Milton Bell, for our TMBT Media, Richmond, Virginia, we're going to sign out, and we'd like to thank everyone for listening to us and tuning in.
Thank you. Gracias.